Guys, I tried the viral haircut hack and it completely messed up my hair. So I am going to do a root to end blend today with 30 volt. You don't do it. I do it to show you. This is my hair and I am qualified hairdresser. So I thought I'd do a bit of a quick walkthrough, if I could say it like that. So as you can see, I sectioned my hair into 4 sections. So this is my canvas. As you can see, my hair is completely dark and compact. This is virgin hair growing out of my head. Yeah. My mid lengths and ends were bleached about 6 months ago, so I let it rest. As you can see, it looks horrible. It's time to go back to a nice warm golden brown. My hair's a level 6. I'm going to try and get it a level 6.5 using 30 vol, and I am mixing colors that I do like. So I used equal parts of 7 and 0.66, and then I added a little bit of 5.1. I know it doesn't make sense to you guys. You guys can ask questions if you want. And I am pouring in 30 vol. Now, this is not being done by eye. If you look at the bowl, you'll see it shows you how much volume you're throwing in. So don't just do it by eye. If you emulsify it or if you make it too thin, it's not going to do anything. Yeah. So mix, mix, mix. You have to mix properly. It has to look like a cream when you're done. Oops, that was a bit of a mistake. Anyway, let's go on. So yeah, as you can see, the lift has gone completely brassy. So I have two completely different hair histories on one head. And that's exactly why this gets complicated. Virgin hair has an intact cuticle, the outer protective layer of the strand. It resists lifting. Hair bleached 6 months ago is already porous and weathered. Even though it's grown out, porosity doesn't reset over time. Same color, two different reactions. Now, as you can see, I did 4 sectionings. That's how they teach us in hairdressing school. I tried to make them as straight as possible. Obviously, I'm doing my own hair, so you can't expect perfection, but let's see how it goes. My sections go in a center part, then ear to ear, clipping each section out of the way. Clean sections mean even saturation and even processing time across the whole head. Skip this and you get patchy lift, which is exactly how you end up with a visible line of demarcation later. Please do get your sectioning ready before you start mixing color. Color processes immediately. Um, like you can see, I have gloves on, I have a cape on, I have a towel around my neck. Developer and color stain skin and fabric fast, even for a quick root touch-up. I'm weighing equal parts of muck 6.0 and 7.0 on a scale mixed at a 1:2 ratio, 1 part color, 2 parts developer, with 30 vol. But 30 volume is a raw root, can pull intense yellow orange undertones as it lifts. So I'm adding a 10-gram insurance policy of 5.1, which has a bit of ash in it. This color theory using the color wheel, orange and blue sit opposite each other. They complementary colors mixed together, they neutralize rather than create a new shade. That ash isn't adding brown, it's cancelling warmth before it surfaces. Fact. Volume numbers tell you the percentage of peroxide at the developer. 10 volume is roughly 3%, 20 is 6%, 30 9%. Going from 20 to 30 isn't a small step, it's a meaningfully stronger chemical reaction. So, as you can see, I'm applying to dry roots. I'm applying this completely dry. Slightly oily roots, dry application means the formula isn't diluted, so I get maximum lift. I'm feathering the brush about a centimeter past the regrowth line instead of stopping it on a hard line. That's what erases my visible border later. If you're not a stylist, you're probably panicking right now thinking this is going to come out jet black. Oxidative color always looks darker mid-process. This The molecules look more saturated while actively oxidizing than they were once rinsed. Trust the timer, not your eyes, guys. So, yeah, as you can see now, I'm making sure I get everything. Small sections, not going too far down the root, but small sections, make sure the hair saturate right through. Like I said, most people would have probably used bleach on their roots now. And guys, it would have gone. My hair goes very orange. It's very fine, as you can see. I am not made for bleach. The bleach bath did so much damage. Now I need to get my roots to my ends, same color. It's not going to be as light because I am only lifting with 30 vol on the roots. So I get a nice even tone from root to ends. Yeah, please don't use bleach for this because the heat on your scalp will make the bleach oxidize so much faster, and you're going to sit with very orange hair at the roots if you have dark hair, and you are going to sit with extremely yellow hair at your roots and the ends orange. So you're going to have hot roots. That's exactly why I put in 5.1 to cancel out the hot roots. Like I said, while it's lifting, that 5.1 is just doing its job, cancelling out the orange. Yeah. Um, I'm not saying try this at home. I just try and show you guys why hairdressers do what we do, why it takes a while, why we put in the effort so you don't walk around with hot roots. I see so many people on TikTok coloring their hair. Just put a box from root to end. Usually box dyes come with 30 to 40 vol. 40 vol, what it does is it lifts your roots. If you don't have money to use these different volumes, because in South Africa we're not as lucky as overseas where you can actually buy the professional product online. Honestly, I don't know why they do that, because it's supposed to be a hairdresser thing. It's supposed to be, we study to get those. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand why we don't sell it to the public, because it is a lot of chemicals and can go very wrong if you do this on your own. Um, Guys, as you can see, I'm really taking my time. I'm not rushing this. And by taking my time, this took me about 15 minutes at most, because you can't rush it, but you can't take your time either. Color starts processing immediately. And because this is not a bleach, bleach usually lasts up to about 60 minutes on the hair before you need to rinse it, depends on the volume you used. And color starts oxidizing immediately, and as soon as the air hits it and the peroxide starts working, the color starts working. You need to move fast. Before the color turns color in the bowl, it needs to be on your head, because it colors for 35 minutes and then the process is done. So if you can't do it on your own, ask someone to help you. Like I said, I can't rush this, but it took me about 15 minutes. You need to work fast. Yeah, look at that face, struggling a bit, but I just thought I'd show you guys what I do, what I've learned, and it's not easy, just putting color over your head. If I had to put the 30 vol from root to end, my hair would have been a mess. It's already dry, and when you bleach your hair, those ends that are so damaged, they don't recover. Yes, you can use treatments and they'll look better, but the damage is done to the cortex. It does not repair itself. You keep cutting your ends, and that's how you get rid of it. Also, before I started this, I got everything ready. I got my cape ready, I got my towels ready, I got my bowl ready, got my color ready, I got everything ready. You can't look for something. And guys, please use gloves. I don't usually use gloves when I do clients' hair, and I need to emulsify and do that at the basin because, yeah, it just gets it gets a bit slippery. But anyway, I'm the hairdresser. I'm allowed to color my fingers and my nails. If you do it, guys, it doesn't come off, especially box color. It stains. So yeah, like you see, still taking my time. As you guys can see in the front of my hair, I have a bit of an anxiety tick. I'll show you later because I'm doing a cut as well, but I need to do this in 10-minute sections. Well, not really. Actually, I'm on cat cut. I'm not even taking that part out, guys, because this has been taking me like 3 days to do this. I do not like my voice. I try text to speech, and the robot sounds worse than me. Now, you can hear my throat, my voice, why I don't like it. It's raspy, it sounds a bit, I sound like I have a cold. This is actually not a cold. This is all the chemical processes I've been doing on clients' hair for 16 years. So all the Brazilians, all the color have effects on your chest. If you have asthma or if you have constant chest problems, please don't do this at home. Go to a hairdresser. They are fully ventilated. They know what to do. They know what to do to sensitive scalps. They know what to do to your chest. They'll give you a mask. They'll make sure you're fine because this chemical process is not nothing. It's really strong. I don't people realize how strong the chemicals you put on your head are. And just a tip, if you do bleach your roots, guys, don't wash your hair for a few days. That natural oil needs to protect your scalp and your hair. As soon as your skin breaks with bleach on your hair, it could go into your bloodstream. As soon as your scalp breaks and you put a toner on that, you will start crying. It hurts like nothing you felt before. Believe me, I've been every color of the rainbow. Got a bit older now, so I guess I just want nice, healthy hair because I've been there. I've tried everything. I've cut my hair short. I've made it red, purple, green, blue, black. I just want healthy, shining, brown, golden hair. I can't go blonde. I'm not blonde. I wasn't born to be blonde. If you are not born to be blonde, there are so many beautiful colors. It's not about standing out and looking like a rainbow. It's about healthy looking, beautiful hair. So, yeah, like I was saying, as you can see, the front and the back of my hair is quite thin. I have been having an anxiety tick where I sit and I pull out hair on my hairline and in my neck. So it started growing back, which I'm happy for. It's taking forever. So my hair looks very thin when I tie it up, when I blow dry it. But I'm getting there. I stopped pulling out. So now I thought, you know what? You gave your hair 6 months rest. It's grown out a bit. I'll cut in a fringe with the hair growing back just to make it look a bit better. But yeah, half my head is actually missing just because of anxiety. So if you guys have a tick and you've noticed that you start pulling out your hair, please, please, please go see a doctor because it is an anxiety problem because you start with pulling and then you start picking your skin and you cannot stop. Now, as you can see, all my roots are done. And yeah, this took me about 15 minutes. Now, guys, while this is processing, the color is going to start changing. This is about 10 minutes in, and put on your timer as soon as you've done. I just want to show you what it looks like. This is about 15 minutes in. Can you see the color looks dark? And it's going to go even darker. Check this. See, it looks darker, but look at the root section. It's very light. It's light enough to blend into the ends so that when I put on the color on the ends, it will blend nicely. I went over the line that I had, so yeah, but don't go too far over the line because 30 vol on the line might break your hair. It depends. People have different textures. Not all hair look this. This is about 20 minutes in, and I said I would leave the roots the whole 35 minutes, let it process completely before I touch the rest. I just want to show you, see, it's going really dark, and this is where people panic. Color in the bowl will never look like the color you wash out. Copper will look purple as soon as you put it on your head. It'll start going purple. Yeah, the chemicals just work differently. So trust the process. But like I said, box color, we cannot guarantee. You cannot process without expecting something going wrong. Like I said, it's 40 volt. You don't always use 40 volt. To color hair, you need like 20 volt to cover roots and cover the ends. Something that does not lift. It deposits. It opens the follicle and it pulls in the hair and you rinse it out. So this is, I guess, we're almost there. I just wanted to show you guys what the color looks like while I'm doing it. As you can see, it's going darker. It looks even more darker now. So, yeah. And honestly, because I used the 30 vol and I haven't washed my hair for a few times, or for a few days, my scalp is nice and oily. So there was no irritation, no itching, no nothing. Now I'm mixing equal parts of 7.0 plus 66.0 with a 10 vol. 10 vol only deposits. It literally opens the follicle and it deposits color into the hair. But now, mid-lengths to ends also need to mix properly, guys. Like, you need the creamy texture. Like I said, I weighed on a scale and then I put in my 10 vol and mix properly. Now, this color will not stay on for 35 minutes because the ends are so porous, it will literally drink up that color. So also always mix enough color, guys. If you don't have enough color and you think, let me put in a bit of water and emulsify it to the end, that's what most people do. Emulsify means, just to get it through to the ends. Most people would spray their hair and pull it through. What you're doing is you are literally diluting the color, which means you are compromising the color if you put in water. So just don't go buy enough color. I have seen the box dyes these days. See the texture? That's the texture we want, the thick yogurt texture. But like I said, don't buy one box and have hair on your bum and think it's going to be enough, because I've seen the boxes these days. They give you so little color. Please use gloves like I show you. I used gloves and my fingers are still stained. My nails are stained. I'm going to have to cut them. I'm going to have to file them. Now, putting on gloves again, as you can see. I'm not going to use new gloves. Ugh. I wish they made gloves for people's hand that fit, because I went to 3 different clicks. Usually I buy from Hair Health and Beauty, which other people can't. They have the proper gloves, black ones that fit small, medium, large. But this is what I had now. So that's what I used, but at least there are gloves. Now, taking out the front section, I am going to part it again, but I don't need as fine parts because as you can see, the ends of my hair are very, very fine. And then I start from where I ended, pull it through, and as you'll see, I'm going over the line. Can you see that? Going just a bit over the line to blend the color. Because if you stop and you do just that line and you don't pull it through properly, you're going to sit with a line anyway. Now you do this through the head. So you see my hair is very fine. These are actually fine sections. At the roots, I had to go finer to get all the roots covered. But yeah, it's a bit thicker because like I explained to you, the fine hair, obviously a problem. Now, this application took me about 5 minutes to pull it through. Because yeah, it doesn't take forever. See what I'm showing you there? it's hair growing back. Well, not even. That's some of it growing back. Still need a lot more. I'm also going to do a cut after this because, like I said in the beginning, I did the viral haircut. Not going to name names, but they make 3 ponies on the head and they cut the hair, which does not make sense at all. And I'll explain that when I cut my hair. Anyway, see how I'm making sure it's saturated, it's covered, it's everywhere, going through it constantly. And like I said, this didn't even take me 10 minutes. Sectioning is key to cutting, to coloring, to styling. Sectioning makes your job so much easier. And you won't have mistakes. Well, not as many if you do this for the first time. But like I said, you don't always need bleach, guys. Everyone runs to bleach. If you want a bleach application, I will never bleach my hair, but I am very willing to do someone's hair uh, who wants to sit for me to do hair and show people how to do it. Only reason I'm giving away some of our secrets is we all know what the situation is today in South Africa. All women want to look nice and beautiful and feel beautiful, but we cannot all afford it. I know what prices cost. I'm sorry. But beauty has become, well, beauty has always been a business, but it is getting out of hand. And it's not that we overcharge you people. The products go up constantly. I mean, you will not ever know how much hairdressers' tools cost. Even the products. It's not a cheap thing. Sorry, cheap sounds so bad, but it's not cheap. So I'm giving you a few tips. Like I said, I'm very willing to help someone or do someone's hair if you want to see a bleach tutorial, but it will not be my own hair. Yeah, still going on here. Making sure, rubbing it through properly. At the end of a section, when I did all the parts, I take all the hair together, put some color on again, emulsify it through again properly. And can you see, I'm putting on a lot of color. I really am. Excuse the face, guys. I will show you an after picture where I look proper. But yeah, I love doing hair. This is so much fun. I miss my job. Anyway, see what I'm doing. Taking it all together, making sure you can see the color on the hair. It needs to be saturated with color. Yeah, taking it through again. As you can see, my roots look very dark. People are like, oh, this is going to be a mess. I can promise you, it will not. Like I said, I don't want blonde. I don't want the copper. I don't want that orange color. I want a beautiful, healthy, golden brown 6.5 level. So the dark you're seeing at my roots now, that would be the 5.1. The one is ash, which means blue, like I said on the color chart. It is not coloring my hair. It is actively working to just neutralize the orange pigment because we all have orange pigment in our hair. Actually, we all have orange, yellow. No, yeah, orange, yellow, red, and blue. That is it done now. So 15 minutes, guys. I'm going to go clean my head and my face. Otherwise, I'm going to sit with these stains for a while. Now, color was in for 15 minutes. I rinsed it out. See, it looks the same color from root to end. Well, I can see because I look through the color. You guys are looking at wet hair. Wet hair always looks different as well. You always trust the process. Wait till it's done. Now, I love Biosense 12-in-1. I only washed out my hair. I love this product. It's a 12-in-1 for all hair types. You put it in, you leave it in. It has protein. It has everything your hair needs because when you color, you take out protein. When you blow dry and flat iron, you take out moisture. The more you take out, the more you need to put back. Hair will not just regenerate it, you really need to use the right after products if you want shiny, healthy hair, which makes sense. Why would you want to color your hair and wash it out in a month? Please do use a proper aftercare. I'm not saying run to a salon again, like I know things are expensive, but the Biosense is a really good product and it's very affordable. Now I'm gonna start cutting. So I'm combing out my hair proper. As you can see, it's wet, very wet. Only hairdressers cut dry hair. Don't try and cut your hair dry. Now I'm making sections. So while I was rinsing, I emulsified, which means you add a little bit of water to your roots and you emulsify it all together. It's like a toner. So you take the color and you mix everything together, emulsify it properly around the head, and then you start rinsing. You need to rinse your hair until the water is completely clear. So you rinse until it's mostly clear. You do a shampoo with your home care product that you use, and you wash it out. I did 2 washes, but quick washes because I rinsed out most of the color before I started washing. Now you can see I'm making my partings. So I start at, now that the color is locked in, it is time to fix the cut. I tried that viral internet hair hack and it left me with 3 heavy disconnected layers, almost like shelves stacked on top of each other, and my ends looked completely fine. I need to say, I did cut off 3 centimeters off my ends 3 days before I colored it. Also, I have new growth coming in from my hair pulling tick tied to anxiety, clinically known as trichotillomania. It's more common than people realize and often flares up during high stress periods. That regrowth pattern means the weight distribution on the cut was completely wrong for my hair. We need to connect the dots manually. To blend these shelves, I sections a pivot parting, a pie-shaped section that radiate out from the center top of the head, from the middle of my head down to the tips of my ears. I pull these sections straight up. As you can see now, that is the parting in front. So yeah, now I'm taking out sections. I'm starting, you'll see where the middle parting is. You take a piece from each side of the middle parting, comb it up, comb it properly. The hair needs to, don't pull the hair. You don't need a lot of tension, but you need there. And you see, I am pulling my hand into a straight line to the top, and I am angling my fingers to cut it at an angle. If you cut it off straight, you will sit with lines. I also do point cutting. Most people just cut off straight. It depends on what you choose. Like I said, I already cut off a few centimeters, like 3 centimeters, when I did the viral cut because it looked so short on the top and long at the bottom. So now I am doing that. Each section you take apart from the previous section, you check your hairline, it'll show you exactly what to cut off. And that's how you're gonna see how I pull it up, completely up. I can give you guys like the grades I'm using, pulling it into a 90 degree or 30 degree or 45 degrees, but that's not gonna make sense to you. So I'm just showing you this way. I'm not gonna make you go and Google what I'm saying. So yeah, see the sections combed out properly. There's not a lot of tension on the hair. Tension means when you pull it too tight. Because remember, hair is elastic when it's wet. So as soon as it dries, it is shorter. And it may look like I'm cutting off a little, but that actually makes a big difference because I already took off the length. So what I'm doing now is I'm cutting the bulk in my hair. So the layers inside my hair that are dry. You can't just cut off the ends and expect all the dry ends to be gone. So I'm doing this both sides. Started the one side, pulled everything up, and as you can see, I'm taking a section from the other side and comparing it to this side, pulling it up again, pulling it at my angle that I prefer, and cutting it. So you'll also see I'm not cutting it off straight. I'm pulling it at an angle. All that extra hair, it needs to be short to long from the top to give you the effect of a soft layer on the face. Yeah, so I went through and I did that. As you can see, there you go. It does give you a line. So there you don't need to point cut because you're cutting at an angle. You're pulling it in certain grades. So as soon as you lift your hair, you layer it. If you want one length hair, your hair needs to be flat, straight, 0-degree line. That's what I did at the bottom. I'm sorry, I didn't take a video, but I did the viral cut and I was like, oh no, I did not like it. Anyway, and there we go. See, now I'm pulling everything to the front and my hair is wet. Like I said, your hair needs to be very wet. I'm not taking off length here, I'm softening the ends. Because my hair is fine, I can't just put a thinning scissor in my hair. I can't just texturize my hair. So this texturizes it for me, takes away the lines, makes it look nice and flowy and healthy. I'm only cutting into the hair, basically taking away the dry ends. Because I cut off the dry length. And yeah, see, if I do a cut again, I will take a video because my partner has very thick, coarse, curly, dark hair. When I cut her hair, I'll show you how I usually texturize. I'm not a big fan of thinning scissors, so we usually use our own scissors for texturizing and thinning. Because thinning scissors do cut your hair in between, you know that. The higher you cut, the more length in between you cut short, and then you sit with frizz, you sit with bulk, and it takes months, sometimes years to grow back. Thinning scissors are not for playing around with. It's for thick hair. Hair like mine needs to be texturized properly, only where it's heavy, only where it's necessary. Checking the length on both sides. One side is a little bit longer. See, I'm just checking, and there the end is. So, not cutting it all off. Can you see? I'm doing this very strategically because I've been trying to grow my hair for so long. And I've already lost so much length. Yeah, that looks kind of good. Only realizing my towel is leaving the room. Just look at it, it's like so tired. Pulling everything to the front, just making sure that it looks quite even. I can almost see these ends. See, so you need to, there we go, point cut. You just make it just makes the cut look softer. All the same length. See, you feel the hair is nice and wet. And what happens when the hair is wet? When you have a guideline, you already cut a guideline when we pulled the hair up and cut it at an angle. So what's happening now is we are just softening. We are not cutting into the hair again. We're softening the ends so they don't make lines. Pull everything up. Make sure all the ends. When you pull it up or to the side or out, you need to see that it's all the same length. That's how you connect the dots. If you do not connect the dots, you sit with lines. Look at that. You see? You need to take part of the other side. There we go. To make sure it's the same length. So I need to make sure both sides inside look the same. There we go. That was the end that you just saw was so long. See, it's not a lot. It looks a lot. You do not need to cut off hectic pieces. People growing their hair, yeah. If they ask for a centimeter, you do a centimeter because when it's dry, it really makes a big difference. Unless you are going for a butterfly cut or a very, very, very layered cut, I would not suggest that you do that yourself. Like I said, there are all these hacks which mess up your hair, and hairdressers have to fix it at the end of the day in any way. Oh, just a fun fact. Pivot partings are a classic technique because they follow the natural curve of the head. Cutting in straight horizontal sections ignores that curve and is exactly how choppy disconnected layers happen in the first place. Now, we just make sure everything connects. See all the directions I am pulling my hair to. All those little ends, just making sure they all connect each other, because one of those little strands can make your haircut look like it's out of balance. Same, both sides. Now we start the back. So for the back, you'll see, brushed it and brushed it and brushed it because it can't make bubbles. Your hair needs to be combed out properly. If it's not done properly, um, yeah, it's not gonna look good, guys. Just take your time. Don't rush things. This is not a 5-minute job for someone who hasn't learned to do this. This whole process took me about 2 hours, and then I was done. See, I'm not cutting off a lot, but it does make a big difference. But that's all I need to cut off. If a hairdresser tells you you need to cut more and you do not want to, you do not have to. Don't expect your hair to look healthy in the way you expect it to look if you're not listening to the person who is telling you need to cut off more. A lot of hairdressers would probably cut off the hair before they start coloring if you decide to cut off a lot, because obviously product waste. It saves you and it saves time. So sorry, I'm busy talking there. Anyway, let's continue. Like you can see, the back hair, the front hair, I'm pulling it all together, pulling it all up into my direction. If you want to do it, try and think of making slices like cake slices, finer slices, because it just helps you. Like I said, sectioning is the best thing. You cut your hair like a cake. So what you do is you take the sides, but like you'll need help. What I'm doing, I'm taking big cake slices because I'm a hairdresser, so I'm not really scared to cut my hair. So whatever happens, happens. But I'm trying to show you 3 ponies is not going to work because you need to connect those dots. That makes a big difference. And yeah, there we go. Now for the back. Finally, I over direct, pull the hair away from where it naturally falls. That's what it means. As soon as you over direct, you would get layers. So see, this is going to take a while. Combing is not a great idea. Rather take a wet brush, make sure everything is detangled. See, I'm taking my time and I'm probably going to do this again. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, because I'm struggling a bit. Combing. I think I'm going to put it into 2 sections, but I'm combing it properly. So, comb. Sorry. Yeah, see guys, the comb is not working. But it combs so much easier. Before this color is supposed to actually also give you some health back, which is why I love muck. Your hair is shiny, it's soft, it feels good, it doesn't feel damaged. Making sure that's combed. That's not gonna work, see guys? And I'm not just gonna cut. See at the roots, if it's not straight, combed out properly. So what I'm doing is putting it into two sections from the front of the hairline, completely right back through to the back of my head. There we go. Now, in a salon, usually we would take much smaller sections. Like I said, sections is really important, but I'm doing my own hair. I can't see the back, and I'm a hairdresser, I don't ask for help. When you do pull your hair, when you cut it, you'll see pieces fall out. If something falls out, leave it, because it means it's shorter than the rest. So when it falls out, it does not need to be cut. You cut what stays in your section. There we go. Pulling it up completely to the top. Everything's fine. Now I'm gonna do a fringe because, like I said, I pulled it out. So you take your hair, you make a section from you make a so as you see, I'm taking out a little triangle in the front of my head. You do not take it from one corner of your head to the other. You make a proper little triangle. Do it properly. As you can see, there we go with the partings again. Now, you take a piece and you do your triangle, but you do not take the whole top. Basically, when it hangs, it needs to be the triangle and it only goes to the ends of your eyebrows. Yes. Now, that's the hair that grew back. As you can see, the sides that are so short, those are growing back. The middle is hair that was just there that I didn't pull out. So I need to make it nice and straight so it looks a bit thicker. See, there we go. Not taking off too much because my hair is already fine. Now I am redirecting it. So you take it from the one side, redirect it, pull it to the other side, cut from the top to the bottom. And now you take the other side, you redirect it again. See? And you cut. Now you pull it up so you can layer it a bit so it doesn't make that hard line. Sorry guys, can't see properly, and these scissors are so sharp. One nick and you bleed. They are so sharp. Never use hairdresser scissors for anything but hair. Yeah, so didn't really want a fringe, but it looks better than the few strands that were just hanging there. Now, can you see the hair starts drying? The roots look so good. So good. It's not orange, it's a golden brown. There, I dried my hair. This is only dried. So, what do you guys think? That's the cut. It feels healthy, it looks healthy. It is not dark, it is a nice golden brown. It came out exactly how I wanted. There's no lines, there's no no discoloration lines. Let me go outside and show you guys the color because obviously you need proper light. So there we go. No discoloration. That looks, there we go. See? Roots to ends, perfectly colored. It's a beautiful golden, dark brown. It doesn't look orange, it looks golden. And I am quite happy. My hair looks healthy, it feels healthy. It is a bit shorter, but hair grows. I don't want to say hair just grows because people with alopecia do not feel the same. So never cut your hair and say, oh, whatever happens, it grows back. Showing Honey now. She likes it. Oh, my leafy. Anyway, just showing you the color I need you to see properly. There are no hot roots. And we're done. There we go, guys. What do you think? Should I do more of these? You're welcome to ask me any questions if you would like to. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. See what I said? The layers are there, they're soft, they're beautiful.